like that new intro? 2013, it's a new year. Gotta have a new intro, right? Change is always good, people. Remember that. Happy New Year, everybody. I am New World Shogun. I am your host, and welcome to my first 2013 commentary video. That intro was made by a good friend of mine. His name is Bohika. I'll post his YouTube channel in the description below, so go sub that dude immediately after watching this video. Today I'm going to show you some hardcore team deathmatch on Turbine for Black Ops 2. I could go over my class setup for you, but nah, I'll just post it in the description if you're that interested in knowing what the fuck I'm using. It's really nothing special. Honestly, this has to be my least favorite map in the entire game. Maybe it's just me, but there are more campers on this map than any other map. Perhaps it's all the little nooks that people like to hide in, the little rocks and boulders that people like to try to blend in with. Again, it could very well be me thinking I see it more often on this map, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't really want to talk about the game or the gameplay, although I do kind of go ham on a bunch of scrubtastic players in this gameplay. I don't want to give away the score or anything, so you'll have to watch until the very end to see the final results. But I'm getting away from the topic I want to talk about today. Today, I thought I'd give you something a little different. I got a request to do some storytelling, so it's story time. How's that sound? Want to hear a story, children? Okay, well sit back and let me spin you a tale. Now, as some of you know, I am the ripe age of 40. I know I'm an old guy. I think we've covered that. I got some gray hairs and shit. But for those who are listening for the first time, I'm an old man. I used to do some pretty crazy shit when I was a kid. I used to do some pretty dumb shit too, to be honest. You know, the kind of dumb shit that you can laugh at later when in life when you get a little older. Well, back in the day, and this is going to be kind of hard to believe, but when I was in school, before I was 18, I was kind of a straight edge kind of kid. You know, I didn't drink or smoke or do drugs or anything like that. It just wasn't my thing, and I kind of hung out with friends who did, and you know, as friends are, they always try to get me to drink or smoke. And I used to always tell them, you know, not until I graduated first. I was kind of a good boy. I was a responsible kid. You know, I believed in working hard first, and then I'd party later. Well, anyway, I ended up graduating, and yes, I had my first beer, and I smoked my first joint. You know, all on graduation night after all the ceremonies and stuff with all my friends. And okay, so I'm gonna fast forward another year, and I'm about 19 now, and at this point, you know, I've done some drinking and smoking some weeds on occasion with my friends now, and you know, it kind of happens when you're hanging out with friends and stuff, and you're getting into that kind of thing. And one night, I was gonna go out with a few of my friends, and we were gonna go hit up this fraternity party up in Gorham, Maine, at the University of Southern Maine. And Gorham is kind of notorious for being somewhat of a party town because of all the college students up there and what have you. And it was around winter time. I think it was February, if I remember correctly. And we've already had some snowfall a few nights before. And my friends and I were all sitting around, and we're kind of talking about whose vehicle we should go take up to this party. And at the time, I was driving a 1972 Monte Carlo, and it wasn't really anything special. It was a nice car for what it was, and it wasn't mint by any means, but it was a nice car regardless. And it's your basic muscle car that a 19-year-old would own, you know. And one of my buddies owned this beautiful restored 1965 Ford Mustang. Very proud of his car. I thought it was a really nice car, but I suggested I take my car up, but my other friends, they all wanted to ride up in the Stang, which I couldn't blame them because that fucking car was the shit, you know. So after a short debate, you know, we all climb into the Stang and we head up to this party. We get up there. And, you know, we're partying, the place is banging, there's so many kids, and, you know, we're having a blast. Now, back then, you know, I still wasn't much for heavy drinking. I'd have, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 beers, and I'd be good for the night. My other friends, however, since they weren't driving, they were getting totally shit-faced. They were all playing drinking games, you know, meeting chicks, you know, proving they could handle their liquor like men. You know, what kids do back then. I'm pretty sure that's what kids do now, you know, but my buddy who owned the Mustang, however, was kind of getting pretty messed up also. You know, I think he met a new girl that night and wanted to prove how awesome that he was. And, you know, responsibility wasn't in this guy's vocabulary. So away we partied, right? So it's getting kind of late. You know, it's the end of the night. It's time to go home. And we all say our goodbyes to the people we're hanging out with. And we step outside the front door, and it's freaking snowing out. And when I say it's snowing out, it's fucking coming down in sheets. I'm talking snowflakes the size of $50 type of snowing. Now, at this point, we're all just looking at each other all drunk as fuck, and we're all like, oh, who the fuck's gonna drive? And my buddy who owns the Mustang's like, I'm not driving. I'm too friggin' drunk. Someone else is gonna have to drive us home. Well, me being the only one who is even remotely even close to being sober, I get picked to drive. I'm like, great. You know, I knew I should have drove my own fucking car. So anyway, we all pile into this Stang, and we're all drunk as fuck, and we're all laughing and having a good time. But I'm telling you, it's snowing like crazy. Now, the back roads in Maine, they never get plowed. And when they do, it's done really bad. So at a really bad road and a really bad snowfall, yeah, you can imagine. So let me paint you a better picture, all right? So I'm driving, and the visibility is near zero. This snow is coming down so hard that the freaking wipers can't even keep up. And I keep telling my buddy, I can't see the fucking road, dude. We should probably pull over someplace and kind of wait this out, see how long this is going to take. And he's like, nah, dude, keep driving. We'll be fine. Okay, I said. So we continued down the road, or what I thought was the road, because like 10 minutes later, the car starts like bouncing like violently, and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm freaking the hell out, and I slam the car into stop, and I'm like, holy shit, I think I just hit something in the middle of the road, right? My friend who owns the car is flipping the fuck out. He's in the back seat. He's all like, I want to get out. I want to see what the hell is happening. He wants to get out of the car, right? So we all pile out of the car, standing around the car, and guess what happened? I didn't hit anything, but I actually drove off the damn road, and I drove right into the middle of a goddamn field for about 100 yards, and I didn't even realize it. Well, needless to say, that sobered my friend right the fuck up, and he's straight as an arrow sober when it happened. He was so pissed, which I don't blame him, of course, because his fucking car was the shit. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more stories of my childhood. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Facebook page. Subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this one. I'm New World Shogun. I've been your host. Thanks for listening. And remember, PTFO or die trying. Peace.